Oregon is known as one of the most strategy-based maps in Siege, so if you don't know how to defend it, it can seem very daunting, especially solo queue. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to defend all of Oregon while being solo. Alright, so for the first site, we're going to be on kids/dorms, and you're going to want to be smoke. And first thing you want to do is come over here and shoot this or knife this radio. First thing is the most important thing actually, so keep that in mind. But yeah, basically the strat is basically you're going to set up the entire site and use your smokes to hold people off from trophy and master side, just stopping this push, slowing this down. And yeah, the first thing I'm going to talk about is either putting footholds or a rotate right here. I like to just put footholds here because it makes more pressure on anybody trying to jump in the window, but also you can be shot, like you can be shot in your legs from like over here and stuff, so you got to keep that in mind. So you're going to have to play like around the bunk bed, or if you put a rotate, then obviously, you know, you can rotate through and swing anybody on white or whatever. It's just kind of preference. If you realize that there's like 2 people left and you know where they are, if they're like trophy side, I'd recommend putting a rotate mid round, and then boom, you can swing out if they try to come up white, because you know they're not going to go big window. So yeah, I just recommend putting footholds and making a rotate mid round if you need to. Next thing is the rotate over here. You know, this one is just put the rotate. You can either do crouch level or standing level, but it doesn't really matter. I like to just do standing level. The reason why I want to do standing level for me is because I can swing out to the breach like that, and it's just easier standing up. The next thing is either putting head holes on this wall like this. Now, the only reason why you would put head holes here is so you can hold off master and armory. But keep in mind, if you're not going to be peeking these head holes, don't put them down because they easily work against you. Anybody that tries to play attic, you got to watch out, because look, I can see all the way through the rotate, all the way up in attic. I can see the entire attic from the head holes if I was an attacker. So you got to keep that in mind. But for me, I just like to reinforce both of these off because I don't usually ever peek these, and I don't have anybody playing, you know, in trophy with a shield or whatever. So I just like to reinforce both of these. Next thing, you could pop this hatch if you wanted. I just like to pop the hatch because it's just allows for easy rotates at the end of the round. If it's like a 4v1, 4v2, one player can, you know, flank behind and they can use this hatch to do so. And the next thing is putting either head holes or a rotate right here. Now, head holes, it obviously allows the attackers to not rotate through it, but you also can't rotate through it, so you got to keep that in mind. I like to just make a rotate, you know, just like that. And yeah, another thing to keep in mind is to shoot the glass off the windows, and it'll just be easier. They can't punch them and kill you. They can't rappel on them. You'll hear them. Like, it's just anytime you see glass on a window, then just shoot it out. And for your barbed wire, I would place it on bottom white, like way down here, so that when they punch it, you're going to hear it and they can't just walk up easily. So anybody that's playing around here will know. And what you're actually doing in this strat is you're kind of just contesting either the breach or trophy or master side, like I said. Now, there's multiple different positions you could play. A position I love to play is either back here if they don't have the breach open yet. If you have like a mute or a bandit or a cade, whatever, holding down the breach and they don't have the wall open, this is a strong position, because you know you're not going to get flanked from white because you have barbed wire on it. And this window, they can't shoot you from there. They can't shoot you from here. They can if you start swinging out. Like if I punch a hole right here, you can see I'm exposed right about like here. I get exposed from the window. You know, if you do a little quick peeks or whatever, you should be good. And also just don't peek if someone's on it. But if they do get the wall open, you could just play in here like this and swinging out and using your smokes. It's pretty much the same thing, except for you got to remember the head holes. If there's head holes here, you got to watch out for that. And once again, the games room window, you got to watch out for that. But you know, if you're just aware of your situation, then you'll know when you can swing out. And yeah, now obviously you can use your shotgun from both of these ranges. Like what I'll do a lot of the times is I'll catch people off guard by being right here. I'll stand close with my shotgun, and people like to swing out like this. They'll swing, and sometimes they get into this corner area. They kind of like be over here. And if they're over there, then obviously you can just shotgun them and it's just a 1 pump free kill. Before Smoke got his shield taken away, I would place a shield right here and just play it with my smokes and stuff. But obviously Smoke doesn't have his shield anymore. But if you can get a little coordination with your team, even if you're solo queue, every once in a while you'll have some coordination with your team. Be like, all right, yo, can someone put a shield right here? And this is a very strong position because you know if someone's going to come up white, you're not shot from games room window. The only place they can shoot you from is white, but you're already going to know if they come up from there. And you can just throw your smokes. You can peek out with your SMG-11 and just hold them off. So you'll be chilling from that shield. So if you can get some coordination going, I'd say put a shield there. And yeah, that's basically it. Just, you know, rotate around depending on how you see the round playing out. If you see they get the wall open, rotate the attic. If you see that they're not getting getting the wall open, just play here with your SMG or your shotgun close. And yeah. Okay, for the next strat, it's going to be on kitchen and dining. And you're going to be castle. And the first thing you want to do is just open up this entire wall with your shotgun. And then you want to place a castle barricade on the door to the right. The reason why you're doing this is so if they open up this wall right here, like if they were to open it up, let's say like, boom, they had it open, right? From back here, you can swing out. Now, you might be thinking, okay, why do I need to open up the wall to do that? I could have done it from the door. If you rip this down, if this wall were to be soft or even reinforced and this door would have just been open, if you swing out, you're going to be seen from the door. And then the half of it is blocked from, you know, this table right here. So from here, you're not being seen from the door because of the castle barricade, and you're not getting blocked from the table. And plus, if they don't get the wall open and you think that someone's going to the door, you can crouch through like this and be covered from the table. So it's just better overall. And yeah, the next thing we're going to do is make a rotate into security. And then you want to make another rotate on the opposite side. And so now you got to rotate on both sides of the wall and just reinforce this middle wall right here. And then just pop the hatch right over here. And the next thing you want to do is just shoot a hole in the floor and place your proximity alarm up there. And I learned this from a guy on YouTube named Always Plant. If you want to watch his video, then, you know, just look him up. It's Always Plant. But so now it's just going to be a little bit harder for them to see it. They might not notice it if they're walking by. Because if they were to just walk down the hallway and the proximity alarm was right here, they could easily shoot it before they even, you know, get near the door. But with it in the ceiling, they have to be completely in the radius. So it's going to start beeping no matter what. And you're going to want to reinforce this off with your castle. So now if you hear the beep, you can do a little flank from the hatch. Just crouch through and then you can crouch all the way up behind them just like this. And so now you'll be right behind them and it's just a little flank play you can do. The next thing I'd recommend doing is just, you know, castling this door off here. It's just so, you know, an entrance to site and you just want to have this castled off. You don't know other place you should really put that. A place that you could place your proximity alarm is just on this door, real easy. And usually you're not watching that door, so it's nice to have a proximity alarm on it. Next, you want to come into dining and just, this is kind of preference if you want to do this or not. But yeah, you just make the rotate into bathroom or showers. My bad. I was calling it bathroom, showers. And then if you have a mirror, you know, they're just going to play this wall with the mirror and they can hold down all of small tower area. Only way that the mirror can be compromised is from this window, because they can be seen from the window and there's no vertical above it, so that's the only way. So I would recommend just castling this off so they can't be seen from that window. They have to at least use some utility. But yeah, that's really all there is to set up. It might seem like a lot, but it's really not. You know, you just got to open up this wall, make that rotate real quick, go do the castle over here, place that castle on that prox alarm, and do these rotates, and you're good. Like, it's pretty simple. You just got to hope your teammates are actually reinforcing the stuff off, like meeting and the main wall over here. But yeah, what you're doing throughout the round, I love to play over here in security. This is just a great area to be in because you can contest the door from here and you can contest this other door. You can rotate around to contest the door. There's many different ways you can play. And once again, you can pull off that flank on the guy that's outside security, or you could just be kind of flexible and just move around wherever your team needs it. Like if you want to peek the breach, then you can. I wouldn't recommend doing that just because the castle's gun is not very good, but if you want to, you can do it. And another spot you could put their last castle is right on this door right here. It just makes it easier to rotate around late round if they don't have the wall open. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. Okay, for the next strat, we're going to be on basement, and basically this is just another smoke strat where you're setting up the entire site for your team and, you know, a little bit of strat into it about what you're specifically doing. But first thing I like to do is just, you know, make the head holes, and, you know, I like to make them on the right side. I guess you can make on the left side, but, you know, it's just kind of preference. Boom, you're going to make the head holes and reinforce the wall to the left. And the reason why I want to do this is because later on I'll show you it just adds some protection from, you know, this wall right here. If it's soft, you kind of can't play it in this corner. The next thing I do is I put a rotate right here. You can use 4 shotgun shots like that, you know, just rotate and then reinforce this wall. And then you can use the reinforcement as like a mirror and basically swing out of it and control, you know, laundry, and use your smokes from there too if you wanted to. And then you need to make a rotate right here. I like to make that rotate standing just so I can swing out of it a little bit better. And you can swing the head holes and stuff. Then we're going to make some holes on top of this wall like this, just to get some, that was a little bit too high, but yeah, we can get some pressure onto, actually, I don't know. I feel like that was kind of perfect, but they're not really head holes, but they're just holes in the wall so that you can peek the, you know, tower stairs or back stairs, whatever you want to call them. Make the rotate. If you're going to have the rotate, which I would recommend just making it, and then, you know, reinforcing it if you don't see anybody trying to play over here. Then we're just going to make some head holes, onto bunker, an electric room, and once again you can reinforce this wall and, you know, play it like a mirror, or you could just have a mirror. That's why it's important to reinforce both of these walls off and make head holes right here. And that's all like the holes that you need to make. I wouldn't recommend reinforcing unless you want to reinforce this wall, but yeah, you can do all this super quickly. And you can also you know, put some barbed wire down if you want. Like over here is where I like to do it, just because it makes it so that they can't just walk down. Like if it's all the way up here, you're not going to really even hear it. And so if it's all the way down here, if they're hitting this, you're going to hear that. So yeah, there's like 2 different spots you could play. If your teammates, if you have some coordination with your team, if you can be in like game chat and say, yo, can you place a shield here, and, you know, have some Mize or Jaegers there, then you'll be good to play it from here. Like when Smoke used to have his shield, you used to do that, but you can't really do that now because he doesn't have his shield, obviously, and you can't really rely on your team. So yeah, and the next spot I'll recommend you to play would be right over here and behind the A-bomb. But yeah, you can easily throw your smokes onto this door from back here, and you play super safe, and just, you know, somebody can't swing you now. And also you can peek freezer, like I said, and you're really just powerful position right here. And that's basically how you go through it. Either play the shield or play like I just said right there, and you know, use your smokes and stuff and set up the entire site for your team. All right, that's the end of the video. I post Siege videos 3 times a week, from site setups to solo queue map setups and just general tips. So if you want to see more of that, subscribe. But other than that, leave a like, comment, and peace. Bye bye.